Is Intel as sick of cable TV as I am? Does Amazon want to make its own TV shows? Is Google making a tablet and it's coming soon? What about a Windows 8 tablet? Oh, and Android phones may finally be getting Instagram. Praise be! All that plus our patented yays or nays coming up on Rumor Has It. It's Tuesday, March 13th, 2012, and you are watching Rumor Has It. I'm Emily Dreyfus.
And I'm Korean.
And your mic is not
My
there.
mic isn't on, and I'm Korean Levy, and you're tuned into the internet's hottest tech game show, gambling show.
Bow, 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 bow.
And each week we round up the internet's and the world's hottest tech rumors, and then we bet on them. And then at the end of the month, the person who loses has to be humiliated, and that is today. It's
Yes.
Humiliation Day, copyright, trademark, 2012. Just in case
2011.
2000 so everything. Just in case somebody wants to steal that idea too. Cult.
Blah, 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 bleep, bleep.
What's their
The
name?
name that shall not be said.
Yeah.
on the
What's
show.
their names though? Cult classic. They have a podcast.
Yeah.
Something. Cultcast.
Yeah. We were trying not to say it.
Sorry, I had to. So anyway, let's take a look at the board.
Yes.
It's
I'm currently winning, but today that
Today's humiliation
victory
day.
will be taken down a notch because I'm going to have to pay for losing last month.
right. So at the end of this month, if all goes as Emily plans it, I'm gonna lose big time.
Yeah. And I am going to seriously force you to embarrass yourself in a way that you have not even experienced because, as you guys are about to see right now in the video that may or may not blow your minds, I actually really, really embarrassed myself in public. for
Yeah,
this one.
like up until now, like Humiliation Day has been kind of humiliating.
Tame.
Pretty tame, exactly. And it's been humiliating, but it's also been like fine. Like we can handle it. We're not like over the top blushing crazy. Like, I wore the banana costume. You devil sticked, which wasn't even embarrassing for
yeah,
you.
because
at
I
all.
love devil sticking.
And so mostly we're just doing it for the humor. But the other day was actually embarrassing. Like Emily was actually embarrassed,
I
which
gotta
is hard
say-
to do. Even Steven was
I gotta
embarrassed.
say, I was embarrassed.
And he wasn't even in the
like,
video.
We were like in the background, like pretending like we didn't.
Like we
know.
weren't a part
you
of
were like,
it.
we don't know her. That we're not with her.
Yeah, so this one is a good one. And should we watch it now?
Yeah, let's do it. Ready?
All right, here's
Yeah.
Humiliation Day. Unbelievable.
OMG.
Oh my God.
So that was actually right after the announcement. And what was so hilarious about it was the people who gathered in that crowd around the tent were like, oh my God, that's the first girl in line for the iPad. Look at her. She's setting it up. And they were like narrating the entire experience and saying, this one guy goes, oh, excuse me, so it's happening tomorrow? You're here in time? Like, you're going to spend the night? And the woman with him goes, no, it's not coming out to the 16th. She's going to be here for a week. What are you going to eat? And I was like, all I have is this tuna.
Like, they were seriously sad and scared for her. Even the Apple employees were like gathered around the windows, like looking, and they were like, oh, and we thought they were going to kick us out.
Totally.
And then we realized that this is just a regular occurrence at the downtown San Francisco Apple store. Like, everybody lines up for a week.
I was like rushing so fast to put that tent up by myself, which was difficult and embarrassing on its own, because I thought that the Apple employees were going to come out and be like, get off our lawn, like you're on our property. But instead they were like, oh no, it's happening early this year.
And like, for
the first
a product
tent person is here.
Right. And for a product that's like not even new, it's just like a
An
new
update.
iteration of it. So anyway, for people who are listening and not watching, Emily set up a tent in front of the Apple store and pretended to be first in line, and everybody took pictures of her.
And then I had to sit in that tent while they mocked me and took video. And then people are asking me in the chat room, did I find the pictures they took of me? And I actually didn't that day, though I haven't really Googled around that much. But I looked on Twitter and I looked on Google to see if anyone had put those pictures up.
Yeah, like first dummy in front
Yeah.
of the.
But why would they? I was kind of confused that they didn't put them up, because like, why did they take them if they weren't going to put them on social media? What is that, for their own personal
I know, which
scrapbook?
is they're probably taking pictures of your address on the backpack.
I know.
Thank
I mean,
God it's not her real
It's
address.
not my current real address, but that is my real backpack. So that was one time my address. Sorry, people
funny.
who currently live there.
I know they're gonna get mail.
I hope not.
So anyway, bravo, Emily. That was very
so
you took
embarrassing.
You did that so well.
Thank you.
You were so gracious.
There was hundreds of people watching. I felt like even up in the building, you can see, and there was like a whole construction site who stopped and were watching. It was
Yeah, it was.
I mean, everybody.
I did
was,
not like at all think about the fact that we were going to draw a crowd. I mean, I knew that it was going to be difficult to set up the tent and do that with all those people walking around, but I didn't realize that people were going to stop and point and talk to me. One
take
guy was like,
pictures.
if you're still here in a couple days, I'll bring you food.
right? And like the minute we set up the tent, she's like, "Okay, peace, we're out of here." Like we gotta go.
Someone's saying, did I promote the show? I really should have, but I wanted people to think it was real.
Well, then I went into the Apple store because the guy was like, "What is she doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, rumor has it, blah blah, rumor has it." And then he was like, "Okay, whatever. Like, is she leaving? What is happening?" Like, he did not care at all. So anyway, good job.
Thank you,
you're such
guys.
a gracious loser.
It was horrible. It was really horrible and funny.
That was pretty good. So,
I think eating the apple was the funniest part.
yeah, that really clinched it. So
was
I think
Steven's idea?
I'll put that on my YouTube page or later, so we can have it forever and ever, and I can just watch it over and over again.
But so now, guys, I really need your help so that I can outdo this humiliation day for Corrine this month. If she loses, if I lose again, go easy on me.
I know. We'll just have you double stick again, like down the street, because that was easy for you. All right. So should we get to
Yes,
some
let's get to our
rumors?
first rumor.
All right. So this one is interesting. So back in episode 19, which was February 7th, we debuted our very first copyrighted yay or nay section. And in that segment, we asked, now it's a Google tablet that will challenge the Kindle Fire. So Google going to come out with its own tablet? And for the record, Emily voted yes and I voted no, which is why I'm a big loser probably, because I don't know how to vote on anything, which is why I've lost 3 times in a row. So anyway, just the other day, our good friend Carl, who is one of our viewers
Hey, Carl.
from our
Hi.
first episode, wrote to us and said, one of my friends knows a person very high up in the Google echelon. They went to college together, and that source recommended that my friend wait to get a Google tablet when it ships before June. No other details on specs or which version of the operating system, but presumably ICS. This person is high enough at Google that they could have easily just given my friend a tablet, but I guess that's just not the kind of relationship they have. He says. So very interesting, right? So we've already reported on this rumor, and then our friend Carl kind of helped us along with this. You know, this rumor is still happening because that was over a month ago when we talked about it. According to our other good friends, Digitimes.
Oh, yes. Our favorite little friends.
Citing industry sources, which means they're anonymous, which means drink. Google is getting together with Asus, and will unveil a 7-inch co-branded tablet PC as early as May, with the model targeting Amazon's Kindle Fire, and it'll be priced at between $199 and $249. According to the report, Google was eyeing some other people to help them out with this because they're not going to build the hardware for it. They were eyeing HTC and Acer, the usual suspects in when it comes to tablets, but finally landed on Asus because apparently it was that company was the most willing to cooperate with Google, which basically means that they were willing to do things Google's way because everybody else like had their own input, and Google was like, no thanks, like we want something.
We literally just want you to build it in your factory.
Yeah, exactly. And we want to be in charge of everything. So this rumor has been around, as I said, for several months, and people even speculated that the new tablet would be called the Google Play, but because of URL filings, like they were filing for the domain name. Although we saw last week that's actually the rebranded name of the Android market. So Google Play ended up being something else. But so this rumor has been around. CNET even reported on it last month, and the Google branded tablet will have apparently a 1280 by 800 pixel resolution 7-inch display. And according to Richard Shim, an analyst at Display Search, production is slated for April, which jives with a May release.
So it's just kind of an odd rumor because there already are a bazillion Android tablets that are Google tablets. So for a while we were confused about what would make this different. And then we were thinking, oh, the way that it's different is that Google will actually be manufacturing it. But then now it's muddled with the fact that Asus would be manufacturing
well, I think it's kind of like the Google Nexus, like that phone. I think HTC made that phone though, and so but they were had tight control. They were it was a Google branded thing
rather than simply an HTC branded something running Android.
Exactly. So if Google is in charge of everything, then Google has the capabilities or the rights to change whatever they want on it, and then it's their thing, but they haven't actually manufactured it.
I wonder if this rumor indicates that Google kind of blames the manufacturers for the failure of their Android tablets. And they're like, if we were just doing it ourselves, it would be better.
I know.
Everything would be different.
I know. Well, maybe, part of, I think I don't want to say, because Android is doing well. Obviously, it's a big competitor for iPad, whatever. But there's so many of them. And so it kind of makes
it's so fragmented.
And it saturates the market with okay, so what's the difference between buying a Motorola Android device or a HTC Android device,
or
whatever.
like the Walgreens tablet.
Or exactly. The one that you can buy at Walgreens. It's like a boo.
I wish I could remember the name of it.
I forget. But yeah. And so what's the difference? So then, if Google is doing it themselves, then they'll have like a heavy hand on production.
And this will be the flagship Android tablet, which is what has been needed.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, and other than that, everything, they all kind of look the same. So it looks at the bet that I placed back in episode 19 will help me continue my strategy of placing the worst bets ever.
No, you're being way too hard on yourself because for the last 2 months you bet really smartly.
Yeah, you won 2 months.
You won 2 months.
I feel like I didn't win. It's just that you lost.
You should think of it the opposite way.
I think that I just placed bets that were. I was like,
I'm honestly,
just
that's
go
how I
against
felt when
my
you were
instinct.
losing. When you were losing, I was like, this wasn't me who won. It's just Corrine has failed in this month. But I think that I failed these months and you won.
We'll see.
I made some of the dumbest bets in the history of tech betting.
I know. I mean, the next couple that we'll get to in a few minutes is probably the worst one that
I know. There is a bet that is going to come back and haunt me in the second half of this show, and
totally.
Oh God. Okay, but before we get to that, let's get to the next rumor, which is reported by the Wall Street Journal, and it's a rather odd and strange rumor because it involves Intel maybe building a television subscription service. What?
Say what?
What? Why would a chip maker want to do that? Why would they think they could? So the Wall Street Journal is reporting that the PC chip maker is developing a new web-based TV service to compete with cable, satellite, and telco TV services, and it would be delivered via an Intel-designed set-top box that would offer a virtual cable service. People familiar with the effort drink,
which means
that
that they're
means
anonymous.
anonymous, said the service would bundle TV channels together much like cable does. So my first thing that I want to say is boo. Why would you do that? First of all, Intel, you're not anywhere involved in thank you. You're not anywhere involved in this type of content delivery before. So it's like a whole new world for them that they're going to be completely like a fish out of water when entering. And the only way to really compete with all of these other people offering the same services is to do it a la carte. That's what the people want. That's why Amazon and iTunes have been taking a little bit of the market share away and coaxing people to give up their cable and to become cable cutters like me. But it's not a perfect system. And what we need, the cable cutters of the world, we need an affordable a la carte delivery for our favorite content. And Intel, if you're not going to do it that way, why do it at all? Like, you're literally late to the game. You don't know how
Late
don't
to
know
the
how
game
it's
by
played.
like 25 years.
Yeah, like no one has explained it to you. Like they're already like established people trying to do it. The only way to make it work is to change the rules. If you're not going to do that, literally give up right now. Take it from the three of us in this podcast room. You're destined for failure if you bundle everything together. However, I want to say a couple more things about the rumor, which is that this is not entirely unprecedented for Intel to be interested in TV services, because back in 2008, they actually displayed partnering with Yahoo to do web-connected TVs. At the time, they were just, we thought, demonstrating that to show that their chips should go into televisions as televisions get smarter. But maybe it's just that TV is close to their heart. Be golly by Jesus. And they
That's
just
one.
really
That's
want
her televangelist.
yeah,
accent.
that is. I really want to get involved in the. Okay, I was trying to do Elvis. I don't think it was working. But now, so maybe they just really want to be in the TV industry. The thing is, it's everyone wants in. Apple wants in with Apple TV. Google wants in with Google TV, because we pay a lot of money for it. And as much as people are on their computers and on their smartphones, people watch TV, and it is a big, humongous industry with advertisers and Hollywood and everything behind it. People want a piece of the pie, and it's a changing market, so there's a lot of room to innovate. One unfortunate thing for Intel, and with this rumor that they point out, that Maggie Reardon pointed out when she did some analysis of this rumor, is that if they're really going to do a set-top box like Roku or like Apple TV so late in the game where they don't have any content deals with the distributors yet, one major caveat might happen, and that is that broadband providers have been talking about throttling high data use customers so that their internet speed goes down if they stream a ton of video. I want to say that is the most infuriating thing I have ever heard. And as someone who streams 98% of my content, except when I'm watching The Voice on Mondays, because there's nothing else to watch, and I watch that with my bunny ears, yo, I would be the person who would be throttled completely. I download and stream everything, and just, if that happens, Comcast. There are other broadband providers, but I'm talking to you, Comcast in San Francisco. If you do that, I am going to use this podcast. I'm going to be an evangelist to get the other cable cutters of the world into the street. We are going to march to your offices on Potrero Street and 16th in San Francisco.
That's just where you drop off the box.
Well, they are going to be the ones who will hear my yelling. Yes. Don't take away our freedom. We'll be occupy the airwaves, occupy broadband if you do that. Okay.
All of us are just gonna download everything.
Yeah.
Just download, blow up their system.
Yeah, we'll do a DDoS attack on our own.
We're gonna blow up the tubes
wireless.
on our own computers.
I mean, another side is that my internet yesterday slowed down considerably, and I had to go to my boyfriend's office and say, "Pardon me, my darling, have you downloaded so much content that we may have reached our limit for the month?" And he was like, potentially. And he's like, "It's not that big of a deal, right? Because it's the end of the month." And I was like, "It's the 11th.
Right. It's like day 2.
I need my internet so badly." So this would be upsetting, but it would be very strange if Intel did this. Okay, and I have one more little, just for the lulz, funny ha-ha rumor if we have time before the break.
We do.
Okay, so just for the ha-has, an Amazon executive leaked that he is the head of the secret future original
This
programming
story-
at Amazon by updating his LinkedIn profile.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
What an idiot.
He literally wrote that he is the vice president of original television at Amazon. Unfortunately, at the moment, guys, this is where the LOLing comes in. Amazon doesn't have any original content yet.
Yeah, and
As
so
far as we know, that's
now
not a
they
thing.
do.
However,
Maybe.
I guess it is.
Did we ever vote on this?
I think we did.
thing?
I think we
think we
did.
did,
I
too.
hope we didn't only vote that Disney was. Sometimes we
Yeah.
vote stupidly, but yeah. So the note I wrote here was LOL because. Sorry, I know that I'm not supposed to say those things out loud, but I did it anyways. This guy is a former executive from 20th Century Fox. I wish we could play that music because that's my favorite music. And so it makes sense that he would be brought onto Amazon as the head of original programming. And after Fortune magazine noticed this on LinkedIn, where apparently they were just trolling, and asked him for comment, he changed it. But I have to point something out. He didn't do the greatest job of changing it because he changed it to Vice President of Production at Amazon Studios.
Which doesn't exist.
Which
either.
also sounds like Vice President of Original Programming at
Yeah,
Amazon. Like,
because Amazon doesn't have Amazon Studios yet.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
I know. So I guess,
Clearly
guys,
He was just so excited he had to get his
Yeah,
title out
he
there.
Of
totally.
course,
It's
totally.
True. It's true. But
But so I think that means we're going to be able to watch a show, and we should probably take bets next week on which B-list actor is going to be starring in it. And I have a couple of suggestions.
and what are they?
Well, probably any ex-member of The Sopranos, because one of those guys, Van
he's
Sant,
in the
is on the Hulu one, or the Netflix original. I think it's the Netflix original show. But yeah, let's take bets. Who do you want to bring back from the 1990s glory? All right, guys. Let's take a quick break, and you will watch a very funny animal video or an ad, and then we'll see you in a second. Welcome back. You're watching Rumor Has It on Tuesday. What's the date? March 13th?
Yes.
Bam. And let's get back into our rumors. We have one last very annoying and amazing and wonderful rumor for you before we get to our...
This rumor might be the tipping point of why I win this month. If it happens.
It might literally be the death of me on this podcast or my rejoicing. Who knows? So I'll just get to it. Instagram is probably coming to Android very, very soon.
I'm excited for all you Android fans because I love Instagram. It's
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
it's
Wait,
pretty
Steven,
awesome.
you're
I'll
excited
be-
on our behalf? You don't have an Android?
I have an iPhone.
That's
I have
so
an iPhone.
sweet
Are you on
of
Instagram?
you.
Do you have Instagram?
Oh, hell yeah.
Why aren't we following each other?
I don't know. That's a good
Well,
question.
I'm gonna set that up.
See,
I'm gonna
this
do
is
that right now.
this is the thing. There's this club of people who are on Instagram, and I'm not part of it because of my little, as you know, droid incredible with the broken bits. It doesn't have, it's not capable of running Instagram. And I made a bet. This is why I'm so ambivalent about this rumor. This is why it's like one side of my heart is pumping with joy and the other is not pumping at all because it's so angry. Because I bet that that Instagram was going to come to Windows Phone 7 before it came to Android.
What are you thinking?
I know. We had this whole show where we talked about Windows Phone, and I was like up in dreamland being like, maybe I'll get a Windows Phone. I mean, I've only played with it 1 minute at Jessica Dolcourt's desk, but it was like pretty and green. I liked it. Maybe I'll invest. I'll get it for my next phone. And then, like, riding that cloud, I then bet that it was going to come to Windows Phone. Like, this is hardly even a rumor, really, because
But I feel like we really talked about that, and we're like, and I was like, I'm gonna say no, and you were like, what? Like, we were so into that rumor.
We were. I think we
loved
just like
that rumor.
We convinced ourselves that it was coming to Windows Phone, and I mean, there was one good reason. I think our logic was in some ways sound because Android is so fragmented, and
and we
it's
were
taken
like
so long.
And we were like, all the new Nokia phones that are running Windows have great cameras, and Instagram wants good cameras. Like,
and now the Lumia is delayed.
And so we had like such good, solid basis for you voting yes, and me. I was just like, I'm going to do the counter vote. That we blew it.
You didn't know how
blew
lucky you were.
It was a lucky bet.
But so this rumor is semi-hardly a rumor. It's basically a semantic question of what the word soon means. Because Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger, co-founders of Instagram, told the crowd at South by Southwest this weekend that the Instagram app is coming to Android really soon.
And that's the people from Instagram
from the
themselves.
horse's mouth.
Yes.
Is that an American idiom? Is that what you people say?
Is that what you Americans say?
So the question really hinges on what is their definition of soon. Soon could be tomorrow. Soon is sometimes in
Right, but
months.
soon probably means before Windows.
Soon probably does mean next.
Yeah.
Because their exact quote was, I don't think it took us that long. We just had priorities, Sinstrom said. Had we tried to be both on Android and iPhone at the same time, it would have been tough to innovate in the way that we have. Now, what he didn't mention there at all was Windows. So apparently that their priority is certainly not focused on Windows.
I know, poor
and it
thing.
probably maybe never is coming to Windows, and maybe they're waiting for Windows 8 to come to phones. Oh, evades me. So since I voted against myself, and I want it on my phone, I want to be part of your club, but I also want to win. If I win, I lose, and if I
you lose, you
I
win. Yeah, I don't know. It might be
Win-win.
worth it.
Yep.
It's a win-lose. It might be worth it to lose the betting just so you have it on your phone.
Absolutely. I would much rather win life than the podcast, I think.
The podcast is life.
This is life.
This is real life.
I'm having a crisis of authenticity.
So I don't know what you mean. So let us move on to yay or nay.
Yay or nay?
Trademark, copyrighted, all rights reserved, 2012. Would you like to read them?
Sure.
And I will be the
Stenographer?
stenographer, the scribe.
CNN to acquire Mashable.
I say nay.
I say yay because CNN is desperate and they have been trying to rule Twitter since before Twitter was even a thing that I cared about. And when you watch their news, instead of reporting, they just say so-and-so, Jane9272 on Twitter said they feel this way about the fact that everyone says Barack Obama is a Muslim.
What Mashable does.
Well, exactly.
Oh,
And Mashable,
hey-o.
literally does rule Twitter. They write anything and it's trending.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how they do it. And I bet CNN is we will pay you whatever it was that we were paying Wolf Blitzer and buy you. So next
Bayou, not to be confused with on the bayou. In Creole country.
we're going to eat ourselves some shellfish. Oh, yeah.
on
We're
the
having
bayou.
a bayou roast. No, that's
call it. First of all, bayou
clam,
roast.
Clam bake?
Clam bake.
No, that's in Massachusetts. They don't have clam bakes.
No, they have
They have a
crawfish.
daddy bowl.
We'll ask Laura.
Okay.
And
Okay. PayPal to launch mobile payments dongle?
yay.
What? Like a square thing, huh?
Yeah.
I say yay.
I say yay too.
absolutely.
It's like the inverse of Square. It's like you're the one who would have it. Oh, well, maybe it's not. Maybe it would be for sellers. When I was first hearing about it, I thought they were saying that you and I would have our own dongle attached to our PayPal account, but that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
It would be for sellers.
Yeah, to have it, and then you can pay with your PayPal. Through
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Will the iPad come to Sprint? Yay.
Yay. It has to. Ooh, mark my words.
Yeah. Is Dan Hesse going to be booted from Sprint as CEO?
I say yay.
I also say yay.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Nokia to launch Windows 8 tablet later this year?
I say yay.
I also say yay, because
Okay.
obviously that makes so much sense that they would do that.
I mean, it totally makes sense. I wrote a whole thing about it. We don't have to talk about it for very long, but it makes a lot of sense. And the only words of wisdom I have for Nokia is to be careful. Be careful how you release this thing, because everybody is like, well, the Kindle Fire did it. They're competing with the iPad. They're doing all this stuff. Listen, the Kindle Fire was a very special case. It was about the price. Yeah. It was about the time of year that it came out. It was what it included in it. If Nokia releases this Windows 8 tablet, which I'm sure they will, they really need to make it something special, and they need to make it different. And that's the only way it's going to compete in such a saturated market. That's all I'm going to say about it.
I think you're right, and I think that they have the potential to. I mean, did you see how Seth Rosenblatt was so excited about the prototype one that he had running Windows 8?
Yeah, I mean, Windows 8 is like optimized for touching and moving and combining with your computer, combining with your phone. Like, it makes sense. Mm-hmm. But Nokia really, and it makes sense for Nokia to want to get into the tablet market, because that's the only way they're going to be able to compete in the smartphone market. Like it all comes together. Mm-hmm. But they just need to be
it all comes together
maybe. But they just really, they need to be careful. Mm-hmm. They need to tread lightly.
Yes, I think that probably everyone is always telling Nokia that, like, be careful, don't mess up. Come on, run your side.
Exactly. Yeah, we want you to succeed. Like you used to. I mean, they used to be at the top. Like, everybody had a Nokia phone. They used to be at the top of the, smartphone or regular phone or whatever.
Cell phones.
Cell phone market.
That's back when they were just called cell phones.
I know, back before. Yeah, they weren't even called feature phones yet. So I'm rooting for you, Nokia. I really want you to succeed, but
we'll have to make them another
right.
Some e-card. Oh no, that was for Kodak.
That was for Kodak. Poor Kodak.
Okay, so that was our yay or nay section. Copyrighted 2012. Shall we now move on to the betting round?
Yes, please.
Bow, bow, now, now. Ooh, we should do a harmony. I can't do that. I'm pretty much tone deaf.
All right, do you want to continue reading?
Is Intel building a subscription TV service?
I say no.
I'm gonna say yes, because they're dumb. Well, no, but I don't know. I actually think Intel is a great company, and I love their chips, but it sems like they might do this, and I feel that it's a bad idea.
I love their chips.
Oh, yeah. It's especially Cool Ranch.
Delicious. Yeah.
Will Google tablet be 7 inches?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And will the Google tablet come out in May?
I say yes.
All I can do is my little old lady English voice today.
I know, but that's everybody's favorite.
No, they like the old lady down by the creek. Will Google partner with Asus for this magical tablet?
You never voted on the May. You got
that was
right
a new voice.
You got right into that crazy voice.
Okay, will Google tablet come out in May? No.
You say no. Okay.
May is like tomorrow.
I know. My birthday's in May.
Tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy early birthday.
Okay.
Oh, dearie, will Google partner with Asus for this magical tablet?
Yes.
I don't know what was that one.
That was like a mix of all of them.
Yeah. that was my Mrs. Doubtfire is from Scotland.
That was the Uber voice.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry for that sound. I apologize to the world. Is Nokia going to launch a Windows 8 tablet later this year?
Oh, whoops. We already ate or nay that. Delete.
Blam!
Keep going.
Is Instagram coming to an Android phone near you?
Yes,
soon?
and you have to say no.
I don't think I have to say no. We've done this before where we've bet on opposite things. Like, remember that one time I bet that Xbox was going to come out in
That's
2014.
because-
Let's clarify what very soon means, though, because this is very
Okay,
open.
It is very vague.
Okay, so how about is Instagram coming to Android
Like this month?
the next?
No, but that's not the rumor. The rumor
Okay,
is
soon.
very soon.
I don't know what soon is.
Let's say in 2 months.
Okay, coming to Android
60 days from today. Today's the
by
13th.
May.
So by May. I'm going to say yes.
13th. I'm going to say yes too.
Okie doke.
But then if it does, then you got a point for that, and then you didn't get a point for the Windows thing, so then it's a wash anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've mitigated my loss.
That's the way to do it.
Hedging, people. That is the way to live your life based on rumor
So
has it.
if it doesn't come out, if it, let's say, comes out before May 13th, do we both not get a point?
You mean after?
Yes.
Or
You
yeah.
both, you both lose a point, I think. I'm the referee here.
Yes.
So,
you should be
so
the ref.
May 13th or sooner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if
it
it's
has-
after May 13th, then we lose.
Then you
yeah.
lose.
Okay, cool.
That makes sense.
Great.
Alrighty, tidy whiteys. Sorry. That was embarrassing. And so now we have 2 voicemails we want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. This first one is just a caller who just loves the show, and he
Aw.
wants to share his love.
Oh,
nice.
thank
Hey,
you.
rumor has it, girls. This is Melbourne from Alejandro. Just calling in to tell you girls that I love the show. I watch it every week. I love the shaky old lady voice.
See, everybody loves
that
it.
just
Why did I
cracks
fail
me
to
up
do it today?
every time I hear it. Great show. Don't worry about those YouTube comments about y'all cackling. They just hate me.
He's
As
all
we cackle.
because you actually are cacklers and just embrace it.
That's funny.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
that. That was so sweet.
And the next call is just a butt dial. I thought we would just play
Yeah.
the butt dial because it's fun.
Who butt dials? Rumor has it.
That's true. Exactly. Like,
How do
who
you
has us
butt
on
A 1-800
speed dial?
number.
I mean, really, thanks for this call. It's pretty remarkable, all this information.
Yeah, we should definitely like put some music to it. It's like a little beat.
All right, that was that.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you. Thanks
yeah.
for calling, but
Yeah. And thank you guys who are watching and listening for spending a moment of your week with Rumor Has It. Call us at 1-800-750-CNET, preferably with your mouth, not your butt, for any comments, tips on rumors that you've heard in the locker room.
yeah, thank you, Carl, for
Yeah,
that awesome tip.
That
today.
was fabulous. Or complaints. Not enough old lady voice. Not enough rumors. Not enough iPad.
too
Are
much.
you so
Too
sad?
much old lady voice.
Yeah, exactly. Are you sick of it? Or email us at rumorhasit@cnet.com. And have a wonderful week. See you next week.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
We'll clean that up in post production.